So last year Xiaomi launched their first selfie-oriented smartphone, the Xiaomi Redmi Y1, and because there were lots of companies that were actually making phones just for the selfie lovers and the music lovers. So Xiaomi also filled in that gap, and this year they've launched the successor to the Y1. This is the Xiaomi Redmi Y2 again. Other specifications are also pretty good, so actually makes it a nice proposition. So yeah, the Y2, it's available in two variants, one with 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. For that, you'll have to pay 9,999 rupees. And there is a 4 GB RAM variant as well with 64 GB of storage, priced at 12,999 rupees. That's quite close to the Note 5, right? So we're going to be talking about the 9,999 rupees variant, the 3 GB RAM and 30 GB storage. And so this is what it looks like, and if we talk about the design, well, it's similar to the Note 5 and the Note 5 Pro, as you can see. And also the vertical alignment of the camera, it's a dual camera setup, which is pretty good. Still have the fingerprint scanner at the back, Xiaomi logo, micro USB port, and everything essentially remains the same, except that it's made up of plastic and not metal, but a good plastic nonetheless, right? So that's one thing. The display is big. You have a 5.99 inch of HD plus display with 18:9 of aspect ratio, so you have a big screen to yourself, but this display is not as bright as the Note 5 Pro or the Note 5. So that's a compromise. And there's also no rating in terms of the protection, whether it has Corning Gorilla Glass or not, can't really say. So yeah, a big screen nonetheless. Pretty much comfortable to hold. Not the brightest, or crank up the brightness, but still you can make out that this is not the best display that you would get. But I think for the price point, this should do the job for you, right? And of course, let's talk about the camera now. Camera is a USB. At the back, you have a 12 megapixel and a 5 megapixel camera that you can see, and it uses AI, so semantic segmentation, which is going to separate the subject from the background. It really comes in handy when you're taking those portrait shots, and it's able to identify subjects pretty well. So if there are three people in front of the camera, it's able to recognize that, separate that, and blur the background. So that's pretty good. Got, as you can see from the sample images that we took, does a decent job under good lighting condition, because for portrait actually you need good lighting, right? And AI really comes in handy over here. In general, also AI makes sure that you get the best settings to get the best results out there. It's only under the low light that it struggles a bit, but that's understandable. So, all right, just have a steady hand. Maybe you can go to the Pro mode and tweak those settings, and you can get good results. The front camera, 16 megapixel camera that you have, and there's also a soft LED flash also, so that's going to take care of your low light pictures. But otherwise, the selfie quality is pretty good, and you also have a portrait mode there as well, and you get some good results, as you can see. So I think overall camera department, since it is a selfie oriented smartphone, I think it does a pretty good job in the segment, so that's really good. But about the performance, so no compromises there as well. It's using its old reliable Snapdragon 625 processor, and it's a pretty good processor, one that really optimizes the performance and also the battery life. So that's also pretty good. And finally, you have Android Oreo running on this, not Nougat like others and other Xiaomi phones, to be precise, and with their own MIUI 9.5. And the good news is MIUI 9, so after that is 10. So MIUI 10 was also announced, so that's going to be rolling out really soon, and comes with lots of customization feature. It looks quite neat as well. So I think overall performance is pretty good. It's pretty decent performer. It's only when you use it for a little prolonged usage leads to heating, which is always a bummer. But regular usage it will take care of. Don't play those heavy games. Just restrict yourself to the nice games, the addictive ones. So performance is pretty good, and of course the Snapdragon 625 also helps in the battery life. You have 3080 mAh battery, which will make sure your phone lasts for a day quite easily. So that's good. And I think it's a good proposition, especially the 3 GB RAM and 30 GB storage variant, because 4 GB RAM, you're paying 13 grand, might as well buy the Note 5, which is much better than this. So good proposition if you want a decent performer, good performer, and if you want that really obsessed with selfies, then this is the one for you.